Hi Hunters, I recently went back and took a closer look at Ebony Odogaron set and realized that I had never really pushed it as a full Gunlance build. I had ever shown its set bonus in a run without exploring what it can really do when you build around it properly. So in this video, let's take a look at the Gunlance build that take advantage of that set bonus and turn into a setup with both insane damage and a surprising amount of utility. Let's take a look at the most popular set bonus in Monster Hunter WoW's history. The Ebony Odogaron set bonus is very straightforward, and by now most hunters probably already know how it works. When you have burst equipped and activated by landing at least 5 hits with Gunlance, you gain an additional 8 or 16 raw attack, depending on your level of burst boost, and the burst duration is extended up to 7 seconds, that is for Gunlance. This makes it one of the most simple and reliable damage focused set bonus we currently have. I am sure many of you have already heard other hunters praise this set bonus heavily, and honestly, I do not blame them. After Tide Update 4, we can now run Burst Boost 2 together with Lord Soul, which was previously not possible and is honestly kind of insane. The amount of damage you gain from this pairing alone is extremely high, even before factoring in the rest of the build. Out of the 4 Lord Soul's armor option, I personally think that Jin Dahaad Gamma is the best choice. The main reason for this is Binding Counter, which can give you an even higher damage in the right matchup. Binding Counter effectively grants you the equivalent of attack boost 25 at level 1 for 90 seconds after triggering a power clash, being pinned by the monster, or getting frostblighted. In a normal hunt, you can realistically get up to 3 power clashes, which translates to 270 seconds of Binding Counter uptime. However, this only applies if you are the one triggering the power clash, getting grabbed, or getting frostblighted. Binding Counter will not activate if another hunter in your squad triggers the power clash while hunting online. The downside of Binding Counter is that not all monsters are able to be power clash, grab, or inflict frostbite. Even without relying on Binding Counter, the combination of Lord Souls and Burst Boost already hit extremely hard on its own. Binding Counter is essentially a bonus layer on top of that, something you can take advantage of to push your damage even higher when the matchup allows for it. Jumping into the build, you will need a God Roll God Marching Gunlance with both Burst Boost and Lord Soul on the weapon for this setup. The armor itself is fairly simple. Ebony Odogaron head, arms, and legs, Jin Dahaad Gamma chest and waist. With this armor combination and the required decos, you will reach Agitator 5, Burst 4, Counter Strike 3, Divine's Blessing 2, Bind Resistance 2, Evade Extender 2, and Earplugs 2. All of your core damage skills, Agitator, Burst, and Counter Strike are fully covered. Everything else in the build is focused on utility and comfort. Earplugs and Evade Extender are fairly self-explanatory, as these are 2 of the most common utility skills in Gunlance build. Evade Extender in particular is a personal preference for me since I incorporate evading into my playstyle rotation. Divine's Blessing and Bind Resistance come naturally with the armor pieces and end up being very useful defensive bonuses for this setup. As with most of my build videos, I am excluding the Talisman and any level 1 decoration slots from the core setup to leave room for personal customization. For your Talisman slot, you have a few strong options. You can add another level of burst to push it to burst 5. One level of flare is also pretty nice for extra proc damage and an increased chance to create wound. If you do not want to run Evade Extender, you can always swap it out for Resentment or Partbreaker if you would prefer to lean more into damage. For your level 1 slot, some good options include Quick Shift 3, Speed Eating 2, or one more level of Divine's Blessing to max it out. Stamina Surge is also an excellent option if you find yourself struggling to manage stamina while guarding monsters' attack. The Lord Doggo build is honestly a very strong and well-rounded setup. It let us fit in a large number of utility skills while still keeping all our core damage skills in the build. It is something I personally miss using, especially since I've gotten used to running the Flawless Vanguard build and never really went back to Lord Doggo after that. Overall, this is a superb build and easily one of the best general purpose Gunlance set available so far. It can take a little bit of time to adjust when moving from a very comfortable set like Flawless Vanguard to Lord Doggo, but I do not think the transition is that bad once you get used to it. Like all of my build videos, I have included a hunt showcase using a 9.5 Steve to better demonstrate both the damage numbers and how the build actually performs in a real hunt, so you can get a proper feel of how it plays. I mostly use 9.5 Steve as my testing partner because it can trigger power clash and its difficulty level is ideal for testing builds in a consistent and controlled way. If there are other monsters you would like me to test future build against, feel free to let me know in the comments and I will try to cover them whenever possible. A special thank you to my channel members and supporters for continuing to support the channel and the content I make. Your support genuinely helps me keep producing build guides and hunt showcase like this. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, courage and honor.